Hello and welcome to Value Research Podcast. You're listening to First Page, a column written by Dhirendra Kumar. When rules don't apply. Sometimes exceptional circumstances genuinely justify breaking investment rules. Or do they? A few weeks ago, I received a thought-provoking email from a 66-year-old retired reader that made me pause and reconsider some fundamental investment principles. His question was refreshingly direct. Why should he allocate any portion to debt instruments when his regular income from pension and rental properties comfortably covers all his expenses, including holidays twice a year? His entire investment portfolio sits in equity mutual funds and direct equity, and he sees no reason to change this approach. Note that his circumstances are genuinely exceptional. He owns his home outright, has comprehensive medical coverage from his former employer, enjoys steady rental income from commercial properties, and receives a regular pension. His children are settled and financially independent. Most remarkably, his regular income exceeds his expenses so substantially that his investment portfolio represents truly surplus money, funds he may never need to touch. In the real sense of the term, he is not actually retired. This reader has inadvertently highlighted a crucial aspect of investment advice. Most rules exist because of specific underlying assumptions about circumstances and needs. When those circumstances change dramatically, the rules might need reconsideration. The conventional wisdom about asset allocation, which involves maintaining a portion in debt instruments regardless of age or circumstances, stems from several practical realities. Market downturns can force people to sell equity investments at depressed prices, permanently impairing their wealth. Debt allocation provides a buffer against this, offering something stable to draw from during equity market stress. However, our reader's situation differs fundamentally from this typical scenario. His portfolio isn't meant to provide income or stability. It's genuinely surplus wealth that can ride out market volatility indefinitely. In this context, his approach of maximizing equity allocation makes logical sense. He's essentially treating his investment portfolio like a young investor would, focusing purely on long-term growth without concern for short-term volatility. Yet, even in this situation, there are some things to consider. The first is the permanence of this comfortable situation. Rental income, while generally stable, isn't guaranteed. Properties can face extended vacancies, require major repairs, or encounter tenant difficulties. Even comprehensive employer medical coverage can have limitations, particularly as healthcare costs escalate with age. No one can predict the future, and some demands on his investment portfolio could occur during unfavorable market conditions. More significantly, there's a behavioral aspect. It's one thing to intellectually accept that you don't need your investment portfolio for living expenses. It's quite another to watch it lose 40 or 50% of its value during a severe market downturn and stay calm. Even investors who don't need their money for practical purposes can find themselves panicking, as so many did in 2008-2009. The mathematical argument for maintaining some debt allocation, even in exceptional circumstances like these, centers on rebalancing opportunities rather than safety. Having something in debt instruments provides a means to sell during market peaks and to fund equity purchases during market troughs. This systematic rebalancing can enhance returns over time, even for investors who never need to withdraw money for living expenses. Regarding his son's situation, the reader mentions 15 years of successful equity investing with portfolios doubling every 3 years. While this demonstrates the power of consistent equity investing during a favorable period, it's worth noting that even successful professionals face career risks that can coincide with market downturns. Job losses during recessions aren't uncommon, and having some stability in an investment portfolio can provide flexibility at such times. The broader lesson here isn't that this reader should necessarily change his approach. His circumstances genuinely are exceptional. Rather, it's that investment rules exist for good reasons, but those reasons may not apply universally. For readers examining their own situations, the question isn't whether to follow rules blindly, but whether the underlying assumptions behind those rules are applicable to their situation. If you have guaranteed income streams that exceed your expenses, comprehensive insurance coverage, and genuinely surplus investment funds, then perhaps maximizing equity allocation makes sense. However, be honest about the circumstances and your own behavioral responses to market stress. The mind works differently in good times than it does in bad times.